Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy AI Legends, and today I shall be uploading the next part of What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Madara and Hashirama. So, without any further ado, let us start our video. But before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video to please guys subscribe to my channel because I can really use some subscribers here. I want to reach 10,000 subscribers as quick as possible so that I can make progress in this channel. So it is completely up to you guys to subscribe to my channel. It will be a huge favor to me, as well as I have put the link of my Instagram along with the third channel AR Cures in the description below. So subscribe and follow me on Instagram as well. So without any further ado, let us start our video. And for the like goal of this video is around 400 likes and 130 comments in the comment section, and then I shall upload the third part of it and you guys will enjoy it, or at least I will try my best. So without any further ado, let us start our video. Last time we left off as Naruto was neglected by his family as he met with Kurama along with Hashirama and Madara, as both of them explained that how they were sent here thanks to a man known as Hagoromo Utsutsuki. He was also known as the Sage of Six Paths, as Naruto was really amazed after hearing those words, as Hashirama and Madara explained that how both of them are actually his grandparents, as Madara was from his father's side. He was the father of Minato, but Minato took after his mother and was never able to activate his Sharingan, but Naruto seems to be only one in the whole family who could actually activate the Sharingan, because Naruto looked like Madara. Both Minato as well as Kushina really hated Naruto a lot. As for Hashirama, he was really disappointed in Kushina along with Tsunade as well as Minato being the fourth Hokage. As for Madara, he was also quite disappointed in Minato, even though Madara did not took care of Minato, but still he left Minato at the village knowing that he will be taken care of here. But as for Minato being neglecting his son only because he looks like his own father, Madara, was really disappointing to Madara, as Madara also saw that even though Minato has become a lot stronger, but compared to Madara himself, he is nothing that much. So that is that. As after that, Naruto still had some hope that he could actually impress his family so that they can actually accept him, even though both Hashirama and Madara already knew that it is not going to happen, as the hatred that both Minato along with Kushina, Tsunade, Jiraiya had in their hearts was way too greater to be overcome by a child, and it is not even possible. But still, Hashirama had a bit of hope, and which got crushed when Naruto got beaten senseless by the hands of Tsunade along with Kushina, as Kushina wrapped her chains around Naruto when Naruto won a battle against Menma and Mito, and Tsunade was the one who beat him along with Kushina, as this really angered both Madara along with Hashirama, and Madara asked Naruto if he wants to train seriously from here on, and it is going to be hell. As Naruto finally accepted the offer along with Hashirama, he was also ready to increase the training of Naruto, as he was really disappointed in the village he created, and now he started to think if it was a mistake or something. Now let us go into this part. Right now, it is around 1 month before the graduation exam, as we start our video from let's see, yeah, as Naruto was training with Madara along with Hashirama, as they were able to create a jutsu that all the training he could actually do. No, it was mainly the training of taijutsu skills along with Naruto evolving his Sharingan, as Madara smirked and said alright. And before Naruto could actually notice anything, Madara put Naruto in a strong, really strong genjutsu, one of the strongest on the level of Tsukiyomi of Itachi, because it is Madara we are talking about. As Naruto saw that how both Hashirama and Madara were on the brink of death as they were fighting, but still Naruto was not able to save any one of them, and they were really disappointed in him, and those type of things, emotions started to rile up inside of Naruto, as Naruto's Sharingan started to spin crazily, and then started to change into the different pattern. It was like a star pattern, just like let's see, Shisui, nah, or like Sasuke's, as Naruto finally activated his Mangekyo Sharingan, as Naruto was really exhausted as he break through the Genjutsu with a roar, as his chakra started to rile up in his pure body as both Hashirama and Madara's eyes widened. Naruto's chakra reserves are so great it is already surpasses that of the original Naruto, Hokage Naruto, and it is around the level of Hashirama, and we know that Hashirama has a ton of chakra. So it is really great for a 12 years old as Madara smirked and said, huh, finally, about time, brat. You have finally awakened your Mangekyo Sharingan. Now we can train on the abilities like Susanoo and all. As Hashirama looked towards Madara and said, Madara, wouldn't he lose his eyesight if he used the Mangekyo Sharingan too much? As Madara looked towards Hashirama and then towards Naruto and said, huh, I don't think so, Hashirama. Perhaps you have forgotten that he is also the reincarnation of both of us. And since I had the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and the healing ability that you have along with this QB, I don't think that his Mangekyo Sharingan is at the level of any other Uchiha. I think that it is already on the level of eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. As Hashirama think about it and said, huh, well, it makes some sense, Madara. Now, both Madara as well as Hashirama started to train Naruto how to so that they can actually discover what are the abilities of the Mangekyo Sharingan of Naruto along with the Susanoo and those type of things. As Naruto was really happy, for some time he was angry that Madara put him under such a genjutsu, but still, he was able to activate his Mangekyo Sharingan, so he was a bit thankful about it. Now, we head towards Minato along with Kushina as both of them were standing in front of both Menma and Mito. Both of them were lying on the bed as both Minato along with Kushina were doing something. As then finally Minato smirked and said, finally, we have completed the seal we have been working on for years now. As Kushina was also quite happy as Jiraiya arrived and said, huh, so you have finally did it, Minato. You're a genius, I must say. As Tsunade arrived and said, huh, what are you guys talking about? As then Minato looked towards Tsunade as well as Kushina smirked and said, finally, we have completed the seals so that even if that little demon Naruto dies, that filth who looks like Madara of all people, I don't even know, as she was every time she thinks about Naruto, the hatred for Madara and the QB rises up in her as she really hates Naruto a lot. As so, if that demon ever dies, the soul of the Nine Tails will not influence my children's, my Menma and Mito, my child of prophecy. As she started to hug both of them, as Tsunade said, so you have created a seal. So what will happen to the soul? As Minato smirked and said, well, without the chakra, the soul is nothing and it could never return. So the QB shall die with Naruto. As Tsunade had a smirk on her face and said, huh, so the demon's time finally come, huh? As Minato said, well, I cannot just kill him right now. He could be a great asset to the village, you know. As Tsunade nodded and said, so your fear is finally over, huh, Kushina? As Kushina was said, yeah, finally, that soul of that demon is finally shall die, and now it shall pass to the hell. As for Menma and Mito, both of them are going to save this world from the demon, that Naruto, that QB. As she started to think, curse at Naruto. As for now, Naruto. Now, we head towards Menma as both Menma and Mito had huge smirks on their faces as they said, finally, we are free from that demon influence, right? As Jiraiya was happy and said, finally, you are the child of prophecy, don't worry about it. That demon is never going to influence any one of you. As both Menma and Mito were really happy. As Mito went off with Tsunade, as Menma said, hey, Pavish Sage, it is around 1 month and I'm going to show that demon his true place in the graduation exam. Show me some jutsus. I want to master more jutsus. As Jiraiya sighs and said, well, Melma, you have to master the Rasengan first. As Melma said, what are you talking about, Pavisesh? I have already mastered the Rasengan. As Jiraiya said, no, you did not. You can only use the Rasengan with a clone. While see your father, he can actually make a Rasengan in an instant. You have to master the Rasengan on that degree. Then you will truly be strong and you can actually catch that demon of God. As Magma scoffed and said, alright, don't teach me anything. I will learn by my own. As he went off, as Jiraiya shrugged and also went off to, his research. As for Manma, he was walking as he said, How can I learn some more jutsus? I want to show that demon that how outclassed he actually is. After all, I'm the child of prophecy. I have to learn more jutsus that old puppy sage do not understand. If I cannot learn more jutsus, more awesome jutsus, how will I show the world it's too place. I want to learn more jutsus. As then he went into the as he started to think how he can learn more jutsus. Then finally it clicked and said, finally, now I can get more jutsus, that extra class jutsus, the scroll that dad keeps always in his office and do not even allow me, the child of prophecy, to learn from it. It is about time. It is my destiny. I'm the child of prophecy. I have to learn more jutsus. As he went into the Hokage office, Minato was not there as he was in the council meeting right now. As for Menma, as he entered into the Hokage office and the basement of the Hokage, as he was able to get the secret scroll of sealing. As now we head towards Naruto, as he was walking into the village. He did not like to walk in the center of the village. People just always give him two strange glares. As Naruto was walking beside forest, as Naruto entered into his mindscape and said, "Hey Kurama." As Kurama looked towards Naruto, was it? What is it? Brat. As Naruto looked towards Kurama and said, "Well, I was thinking about some things. I want your advice in this matter." As Kurama said, go ask your two old fools, Madara and Hashirama, for advice. As Naruto said, well, I think that they cannot give me a proper advice here. Only a friend, true friend, can give me this advice. As Kurama looked towards Naruto for some time and said, so, alright, spill it. What is it? As Naruto said, well, it is about time. In 1 month, we are going to get the graduation exam, and then it shall started things started to change. As I have to serve this village. I was thinking about it for a long time. I shall become a shinobi of this village. But I do not want to serve this village. This village is the total trash. I can feel it. Even Hashirama Gigi, who loved the village the most, started to realize that his village, which he created, has changed a lot and it is no place of heaven, only a hellhole right now. As Kurama said, so, are you suggesting that we leave this village, right? As Naruto looked towards Kurama for some time and said, well, I was wondering about it. I can go rogue. But still, I'm pretty sure that bastard Minato will send his shinobis, even though I can easily take care of them. Even the Jonins, they are nothing compared to me against my true power. They are truly nothing. But I do not want other villages to go after me. It will be really annoying. As Kurama said, well, you are true about it. Being chased by those Akatsuki members as well as the other villages will be truly annoying. Even though you have more than enough power to rip all of them to shreds. As as Naruto started to think about it, as he said, alright Kurama, we will talk about it later. As Kurama nodded, as Naruto came out of from his mindscape, as he looked towards the forest, as he could feel a presence, as he smirked and said, I wonder where that arrogant brat is going at this time. As it was nighttime, as Naruto was able to sense Menma, as Menma was running through the forest, as he was smirking and said, finally, I got the scroll of sealing. Now I can learn more jutsus and then I will beat that demon and bring peace to this world. As he landed to an area, as Naruto was also following him, as he noticed the big scroll at the back of Menma. In this time, both Hashirama along with Madara arrived in the same mindscape of Naruto, as he said, what is going on here, Naruto? As Naruto was still watching Menma, as Menma was laughing as he said, finally, I got the scroll of sealing. Now I can learn more jutsus and then beat that demon. As Naruto said, the scroll of sealing, As Ma- as Hashirama's eyes widened. What did you say, Naruto? As Naruto came into his mindscape, as Naruto said, well, it seemed that my so-called brother has got his hands on the scroll of sealings. It seemed that the scroll is really important. As Hashirama said, important? That is the most important thing in the whole village, Naruto. As Naruto said, you know about it? As Hashirama nodded and said, well, that scroll contains most dangerous secrets of Konoha. That scroll was so important that I always kept that scroll with me even between the fight of me as well as Madara. As Madara said, so that big scroll you always kept with you. Is it that scroll? Well, Hashirama, it seems that your legacy is in the hands of a brat. As Madara started to laugh as Hashirama was in pure anger. That was supposed to be the most secure thing in the whole village, and this brat, just because he's the son of a Hokage, has got his hands on it, as he was really in anger. As Naruto smirked and said, well, Hashirama Gigi, it seemed that it is about time you get the scroll back to you. After all, it was you who created the scroll, right? As Hashirama nodded and said, well, after me, I'm pretty sure that Sarutobi and Tobirama must have added some things into you, but I doubt that that stupid fourth Hokage have put anything important in that scroll, or I don't even know if he learned anything important by himself. The jutsu he used, the flying Raijin, was already created by Tobirama. He just improved it a little by folding his hands as Hashirama was speaking all of this. As Naruto said, alright, I shall get the scroll back. As Naruto came back, as Naruto landed beside Menma, as Menma jumped up and said, what? Hey, demon, what are you doing here? Are you following me? How dare you to follow the son of Hokage? As Naruto looked towards Menma and said, well, the son of Hokage, it seemed that you got something important from your father's basement, If I'm not mistaken, that is the scroll of sealing, right? As Menma scoffed and said, right, it is the scroll of sealing. What are you going to do about it, you little demon? As Naruto said, well, it is about time, Menma. It seems that the scroll is one of the most important things of this village, and I wonder if the elders and the council find out that Minato has given this scroll to you, what will they think about it? As Menma gritted his teeth and said, my father is Hokage. It does not matter those old fools and those insolent insects think about it. This scroll is mine, and I'm going to learn all the jutsus in it, and then I shall burn you, demon. As Naruto smirked and said, alright, Menma, let's see. Last time we fought, I actually beat you senseless. Let's see if you have gotten any stronger or anything like it. As Menma smirked and said, I was going to beat you after 1 month in the finals, but it seemed that I have to show you your true place right here and right now. As Naruto smirked and said, bring it on. As Menma closes his eyes and then he opened them to reveal the red eyes. As Naruto smirked, already knowing that Menma was using the power of the Nine Tails, as Kurama already had received 60% of the chakra, he already had 50%, and this 10% even more chakra is returning back to him. As Naruto smirked and said, bring it on, as Menma lashes towards Naruto, as he was trying his best to deliver attacks after attacks. In this rush, Naruto made 2 shadow clones, which is really important, just remember that. As Naruto rushes towards Menma as both of them engage in a taijutsu battle, as it was clearly one-sided as Naruto was beating Menma senseless, as Menma was not able to keep up with Naruto at all, as he made some distance and said, alright, you asked for it, fast style, great fireball jutsu, as a big fireball started to rush towards Naruto. Naruto smirked and said, well Menma, it is fun, but it's about time. As Naruto put his hand forward and then suddenly a blade appeared out of nowhere as Naruto slashes the blade towards the fireball, cutting the fireball in straight half as the wind slash was still rushing towards Menma. As Menma's eyes widened as he quickly jumped out of the way, to his utter shock and horror, as several trees along with a big boulder that was behind him was straight cut into half as Menma said, what? This demon is trying to kill me? Me, the child of prophecy, the Hokage's son? As he became even more angry as the Nine Tails chakra started to leak from his body as the Two Tails cloak finally arrived. As all around the village, the power of the Nine Tails could be felt. As Minato said, what? What the? Where's Menma? As Mito, along with Kushina, they were eating. As Mito said, he's out, Dad. As Kushina said, this Nine-Tails chakra, he's leaking it. As both Minato along with Kushina went off, as all the village could sense the power of the Nine Tails being unleashed. As Naruto smirked and said, alright Menma, bring it on. As Menma started to rush towards Naruto with incredible speed, as Naruto easily dodged the attack of Menma and delivered a straight as Naruto punched Menma on his gut, sending him flying as Menma was stuck into the tree. As Naruto said, well, it is about time I put you out of your misery, Menma. You are already using the power of the Nine Tails. Well, it is easy for me to just get it, as he thought in his mind, but it will be fun. After all, I'm going to get the power eventually, but it will be fun to interrupt you for some time as Naruto lifted up the shirt of Menma as Naruto looked toward the seal and said, well, it seems that Minato has evolved the seal. Well, it is quite interesting as he examined the whole seal. As he said, well, it seems that he has put is another seal on that seal. Well, I will think about it later. As Naruto slammed his hand into the seal and then put the 5 elemental seal on the 8 trigram seal. You know the same seal which Orochimaru put on Naruto, as Naruto said, well, this will disrupt your chakra. Let's see how you will perform after 1 month. And then suddenly, the Ambus arrived as they had the sword on the neck of Naruto along with some of the council members as well as Minato as he arrives and said, "What are you doing here, demon? And what did you do to my son?" As he rushes towards Menma. "Menma, are you okay?" As Menma opened his eyes and said, "Dad," as he finally went off, as Minato glared at Naruto and said, "What did you do, you demon?" As Kushina also arrived, my Menma-kun as well as Jiraiya and Tsunade, as all of them were staring at Naruto. Naruto just simply shrugged and said, "Well, your dear son was taking that away," as everyone's eyes widened when they looked towards, as Minato said, "What? The scroll of ceilings? What is you demon, you are just blaming my son. I'm pretty sure that you're the one who's taking the scroll of sealing and my son must have stopped you." As Jiraiya started to think about it, that Menma wanted to learn some jutsus and said, "Menma, damn it," as already knowing that Menma must be the one who must have taken the scroll, but he's going to keep his mouth shut. As Naruto just simply shrugged his shoulder and said, "Well, I do not have the luxury of being the Hokage's son, and I'm pretty sure that your Ambus must have seen Menma entered into your office, though I'm not sure if they have seen him taking the scroll, but I'm even more confident that you must have told Menma to take the scroll and learn from the scroll of sealing." As then Shikaku speak up, "Minato, is it true? You know that scroll is one of the most important thing in the whole village." As Minato glared at Shikaku, as most of the clan heads were there, as Minato could not do anything right now, as Minato smirked and said, "Well, demon, we will talk about it later. First, my son will come to his senses and then he will tell us everything. And if you're the one who is taking the scroll of ceilings, you are going to pay dearly." As Naruto just simply shrugged and said, "Whatever," as he went off. As after some time, Menma finally woke up, even though his chakra was quite disturbed, as he looked towards them and said, "What is going on here?" As Kushina was sitting beside him and said, "My dear Menma-kun," as she started to hug Menma all over. As he said, "What happened, Menma?" As Menma looked all over, as Menma said, that demon, he attacked me. He was taking the scroll of ceilings, and then finally when I saw him, I tried to stop him, but he started to attack me and he caught me off guard by using, he's a demon, as I was not using my full power, but he did something and I got knocked out." As Minato said, "Yeah, I already knew that demon, how dare he to get the scroll." As Shikaku speak up, "Well, Minato, your one son is saying that both of your sons are saying the other was taking the scroll of sailing. Well, it is a crime and it could not be forgiven that easily, Minato." As he looked towards Minato, as Minato had an idea, as he said, "Well, alright then, I will have a Yamanaka read the mind of Menma and then we will get the answers." As Menma was now sweating, but Minato looked towards Menma and then nodded with a smirk, as Menma's eyes widened, already knowing the signal. Minato in this time had already had enough with Naruto, as after some time he went off as all the council members were there, as Minato told the Yamanaka to say thanks. As then Yamanaka started to read the mind of Menma, as he saw what actually happened, as it was Menma, but it was the order of Hokage, so he came out of the mind of Menma, as he told the council that how it was actually Naruto who took the scroll, as he wanted to go to some as he wanted to get power from the scroll of ceilings, and that was the main reason he took the scroll, as Menma was trying to stop him, but he got him off guard and then knocked him out. As all the council members were really surprised after hearing that, Chicago did not believe it, along with some of the council members, but they cannot do anything about it. As then Minato speak up and said, "Well, that demon has finally showed his colors, and now I have finally came up with a decision. Those who agree with me just raise their hands." As everyone was thinking what Minato is going to do, as Minato said, "Well, I'm going to banish that demon from my village. I cannot stand that demon anymore in my village." As all the council members were really surprised, as the civilian council quickly raised their hands for the votes, as Minato smirked, already knowing that the civilian council must agree with him. As for the other council members, they were a bit hesitant, but some of them already had agreed with Minato along with the elders, as Minato smirked. Now we have a flashback after the beating of Menma, as Menma was still knocked out as Minato was in pure anger as he said, damn it, as Jiraiya arrived and said, well Minato, Menma late in this night was asking me to teach him some jutsus. So I think that it was actually Menma who took the scroll as Minato looked towards Jiraiya for some time and said, well, it is really complicated. You already know what is the importance of that scroll, and damn it, the council members just had to involve themselves. Otherwise, I would have taken care of the demon. As Jiraiya said, so what are we going to do? As Minato said, well, it is not that matter only. I think that Naruto is getting somehow stronger and stronger. That demon is getting power from somewhere. I think that he's getting the power from soul as or that demon soul must be teaching him something. As Jiraiya nodded at that, so what are we going to do about it? Even though we are training both Menma and Mito, but still, somehow Naruto always gets stronger than both of them and started to beat them as even though Menma is so much stronger compared to last time they actually fought, but still Naruto was able to beat him. I don't even understand how it is even possible. As Minato said, well, it is about time we get rid of that demon. He's getting hindrance in the prophecy that was told by the great told. As Jiraiya nodded and said, well, it is about time, Minato. We have to take action. As Minato nodded, as Minato came up with the idea of banishing Naruto, as Naruto was summoned in the council as Naruto was standing as all of them said, alright, Naruto Uzumaki, it has been proven that you're the one who was taking the scroll of sealing so that you could get power from the scroll. As Naruto was a bit surprised and said, so you're putting the blame of your arrogant son on me, huh? Well, quite expected from a trash Hokage like you, Minato, as Minato was really getting angry as he clenches his face and said, what did you say, you demon? As Naruto said, you heard me. As all the council members, as then Danzo said, well, Naruto Uzumaki, you must watch your tongue. You are not in a position to say anything either way. We have finally came up with the decision that we are going to banish you for stealing the scroll of sealing. It has already been proven by the hands of Hokage's son by reading his mind by Yamanaka, as Naruto just simply shrugged and said, well, it does not even matter to me. This really surprises everyone who thought that Naruto must protest or something like it. Even Kushina as well as Jiraiya and Tsunade were surprised as Naruto said, well, from the day I born in this village, I don't even remember a single day that I looked at this village like if it was any good place or a place where I could be actually be happy. But it was to be expected one day or another. I already was having doubts if I actually want to serve this village or not. To be honest, it's a complete trash. As everyone was really getting angry now, Naruto said, well, it seemed that Hokage, you have used your influence to even involve the Yamanaka clan in this strategy of yours. That guy must have read everything in the mind of Menma. But after all, you're the Hokage. He will follow your orders. But to be honest, it does not concern me at all. You are banishing me, right? As Minato nodded and said, you have one day to leave this village. Otherwise, you will be put in a bingo book as or you will be executed. And if you are found anywhere near the borders of Konoha, you will be put in the bingo book. As Naruto smug and said, well, I thought you were stupid, but I was wrong. You are even more of a moron and fool. As Minato said, what? What did you say to me, you demon? Already losing his temper as Naruto scoffed and said, well, you don't even know who made you Hokage. I'm already laughing on that guy. You don't even know that the civilians could not be put in the bingo book. As Naruto looked towards Minato, who was in pure anger. Naruto said, well, I was going to graduate, but still, I'm an academy student, so I cannot be put in a bingo book. Never. Until I became a shinobi of any village. But to be honest, it does not matter. Put me whatever you want. Or it does not matter. So, I have one day, I'm leaving this village. God thanks. As he finally went off, as Naruto came into his mindscape, as Hashirama sighs and said, well, Naruto, I'm sorry. As Naruto has a huge smug and said, well, sorry about what? As Hashirama looked towards Naruto, as Madara already know about it, as Naruto started to laugh and said, well, it is much better. I started to think that, to be honest, if I became a shinobi in this village, I would have gone rogue, and that would have saddened you a lot, Hashirama Gigi. But still, to be honest, this village does not deserve my services or my protection. This is not a home to me. So it is about time for me to get a home for myself, and I shall be loyal to my home. It is two possibilities right now. I can create a village just like you did, but I do not want my legacy to be ruined just like yours has been. So I have dropped that idea, but I think that world adventure, just like Madara GG, would be quite fun. As Madara laughed and said, well, to be honest, it was quite exciting. And most exciting and happy thing was that this idiot was not there. By looking towards Hashirama, Hashirama said, hey, that's not fair, Madara, as both of them started to argue with each other like children. As Naruto laughed and said, well, it is about time we leave this village. As Naruto smirked as he activated his Mangekyo Sharingan. As for Minato, he was in his office as in front of him were some ambus as he smirked and said, well, as when he leaves the village and reach to the point of the valley of the end, execute him. I do not want that demon to get any stronger. I don't know how, but he's getting stronger, and I have to kill that demon in time. So finish him off. As the ambus nodded, as Minato had a smirk on his face, as Naruto packed his things, as Naruto said, so, Madara Gigi, how did you travel through the elemental nations? As Madara smirked and said, huh, with power, with pride. I went wherever I wanted to, with the rule and power. I did whatever I wanted, and no one was able to stand in front of me. No shinobi, no village, no nothing. I was never put into the bingo book because there was no one stronger than me. As Hashirama scoffed and said, well, you're forgetting me. As Mother said, shut up, you idiot. As Naruto laughed and said, so, I'm going to run through the elemental nations. Who knows, I might even join some village for just for the sake of fun. Or who knows, just to take Konoha down. But in time, I will decide it. It will depend on the actions of Konoha after I leave this village. I want to see what is the influence of the Konoha on the other nations on the world. I want to see if I can bring peace to the world or not. And I have that Akatsuki members to take care of as well. As Madara nodded at that and said, well, that would be important. You have to take care of especially that black Zetsu and then destroy that Rinnegan, or you can get it if you want to. But to be honest, I think that you will activate your own Rinnegan in time. So it would be advised to destroy that one. As Naruto nodded, as he looked towards Hashirama, as Hashirama says, well, I created this village. To be honest, I'm really disappointed in it. But still, we are going to the elemental nations. It could be a fun. As Naruto nodded at that, and then finally they went off. As Naruto was dashing through the forest with incredible speed, he was really happy. Now he do not have to take care of the bingo book problem or anything or any village coming after him. But there is still possibility that some village wants his power, being an Uzumaki as well as an Uchiha hybrid. So it is quite possible. But still, the Katsuki members, nah, they are not going to come after him. Definitely. But Menma and Mito. But still, he has to take care of that organization, which is up to no good. As now, Naruto was dashing as he sensed several kunais were coming towards him as Naruto flipped into the air, dodging all of them as he jumped into the water of the valley of the end as Naruto saw how 20 ambus landed beside him. As Naruto said, huh, so your Hokage has sent you guys after me, huh? Well, I should have expected that, but it is I could use some warm up as he looked towards them as Naruto smirked as one of the Ambu said, alright, you demon, it is about time for your death. I'm pretty happy that Hokage Sama has finally given us the order to eradicate you as they unsheathed their swords as Naruto smirked and said, bring it on. As all of them started to rush towards Naruto, as Naruto started to dodge each and every attack of them like they were nothing. Then Naruto smirked and said, well, it could be fun, as Naruto made some distance and said fire style, fire annihilation, as a big stream of fire started to rush towards the Ambu, as they went through hand signs and said water style, water dragon, as several water dragons clashed into the fire annihilation as there was a big steam, as Naruto activated his Sharingan, and then all that could be heard was screams, total screams of agony. Only 5 of them were able to escape, and other one of them, it was pure blood in the water as all of them were really surprised. They thought that it would be over quickly and they will go back as Naruto cut off their heads and their arms, their legs, even Madara as well as Hashirama. Both of them were brutal as if you have seen their fights So you will know that how brutal, especially Madara actually is. As Naruto smug and said, huh, so you guys survive. Come on, we are just having fun. And you guys are already shivering as all of them were in pure shock. They heard the screams and then they saw the body parts that were just flying out of the steam like they were nothing. As Naruto had blood on his clothes along with the sword. One of the sword of the first person who spoke to Naruto that how much he actually hated Naruto. As Naruto smiled and said, come on guys, we are just having fun, bring it on. As the ambus quickly go through hand signs and said, lightning strike, lightning current. As the lightning current started to rush towards Naruto, as Naruto smirked and said, alright, wind style, wind tornado. As the wind tornado started to suck up all the lightning that was coming towards him and then even water as the tornado started to rush towards the ambu who started to jump away, but suddenly the water started to rose up as a water dragon, as a big water dragon rose his opened his mouth and eating away two of the ambus that were there as they screamed, and then the lightning and the tornado also hit one of the ambus, cutting all of his body to shreds as two of them were there. As Naruto smirked and said, come on, we are just having fun. You guys are Ambu, right? Even superior to Jonis. But I'm just an academy student, a small little demon of the village. I'm pretty sure that you guys can handle me, right? As both of them were in pure fear, as both of them started to run and said, we have to inform this to Lord Hokage. He's too much strong. He's a D. But before he could complete his sentence, his head was completely cut off, as the other one was in pure horror, as he could not see, and then a voice heard all through the forest. Alright, it is quite annoying. To be honest, I was expecting a challenge, but I was not even able to activate my Sharingan, which is completely, to be honest, it is quite disappointing. I was expecting more from the Ambus, as then one of the, as it was the last Ambu, as everyone was in his pure fear, as Naruto landed beside him and said, come on, as he speak into his ears, as he said, come on, show me your power. I want to see. After all, you're an elite, as it was the captain of the Ambu squad. I want to see the power of a Ambu captain, as he jumped away and said, you demon, you're going to pay for it. But before he could say anything, Naruto said, I'm already bored. As Naruto activated his Sharingan and it morphed into the Mangekyo Sharingan, putting the captain into a infinite Tsukiyomi, as Naruto tortured the Ambu for around 2 days and then erased his memory, completely destroying his mind, and then it was the only person who went off as Naruto annihilated the bodies of the other Ambus. As then Naruto changed the memories of the Ambu, as then finally went off. As Minato was thinking that how the Ambus should have taken care of Naruto for some time, but he waited for some time, and then after one day he sent another squad to find the Ambus, as they were able to find only one person, as it was the captain. As Minato was in utter shock when he saw the condition of that Ambu, as it was a captain, one of the strongest captain, already on the level of Asuma. As as Minato was surprised, as he thought, could it be? Could Naruto did this to him? No, that demon. He could be strong, but not that strong. This is a Ambu captain. And how? That demon do not even have the power of the nine tails. But how? As he told the Yamanakas to read his mind as they were trying their best, but the memories were still clouded. And then they finally, Minato was about to put the name of Naruto in the bingo book so that he could actually be hunted down. But then they were able to read the mind of that guy as they saw that how they encountered some other shinobis from Cloud Village as well as Stone Village, as they started to think and said, so it was the Cloud and Stone Village. Could it be that they had taken Naruto? Well, it does not matter. As Minato speak up, well, if they have taken Naruto, that demon, it does not matter. He's just a weakling. As all of them looked towards Minato, as Minato said, well, they have still killed off our Ambus. Well, we have to do something about it. But for now, I just do not care. As he stood up and said, alright, this meeting is adjourned. I have to find some other Ambus to be my personal guard. If these guys are such weak, then they deserve to die. By saying that, he finally went off as all the council members were looking towards each other. As for Shikaku Nara, he was thinking in the deep mind, well, I have a feeling that the decision we made is going to destroy us. As he was thinking in his mind. Okay guys, here I will leave this part. If you guys want the next part of this series, then the like goal is 400 likes and 130 comments in the comment section. Do that and I shall upload the next part as quick as possible. Peace.